Welcome to the second video of my Fire Pro Wrestling 2 walkthrough. The second part covers basic in and outs of edit mode and what you need to know. Edit mode, you have your edit wrestler, edit organization, rename. You can move your default wrestlers to any organization that you create, or, it's basic stuff right now. It's good at. And I'm going to go ahead and load a wrestler I've been working on and use it to explain stuff. A little Deathblade. Now, wrestler models are basically, you can take a wrestler from any organization in the game and you can, use him as a base model with, same moveset, same name, same CPU logic. The skills, most of the skill parts, most of the abilities will be erased, but that will be it. Name entry, of course. You got your nickname up top, your two segments. You can flip them, and you can determine if you want like a period or a space or an equal mark or nothing in your middle name. That's basic knowledge. Appearance is where you want. These come in three sizes: small, medium, large. Your stance, if you want like a lucha, power, wrestling technique, whatever. Your face, change your face if you want to. Change your chest thing or your chest size, because each chest has like a different size that you can change. Do small, medium, large, or full, as I call it. Full or fat. I don't know which one you guys prefer, but I like full better than fat. Choose, whatever. You can change any one of these. There's a lot of different variations. There's a lot of different, there's even some for females if you're going to create females. Arrow tights, untouched shoes, choose 4. Now we can go to this part. You can change the skin, costume, if you want, you can move like up or down, up or down. Each color is bent to a specific area, so you can change them if you want. Like, see how I change it easily? It's all just, regularly. I want to change this to white. That looks better. That looks better. White looks better on him. The red mask will have to stay, though. Hair, stuff like that. Change the colors. There's a lot of defaults. You just use, A and B to just go around and change them. Skills. This is where it gets hard because you got your organization. That's easy. The fight style and defensive skill. Those two are substantially used in creating your moveset. Your moveset will have like an affinity level, and each affinity level is different for each style and defensive skill. Now, actually, it's for style, but your defensive skill, will also base a lot of things. Your skill will be used for reversals and stuff, but your style will determine what moves you are good with, as well as your abilities. But these will show exactly how good the crowd likes your moves. If you have a high affinity, people will cheer you more than other people. If you pick a power wrestler and you're doing all speed moves, that is stupid as hell, because it won't match up as well as power and power. You got your critical type. You can have finisher, striking, suplex, submission, power, technical. I usually just like keeping it default finisher because, it doesn't make me make any cheap characters. But if you like cheap characters, go ahead and bump it up. Stardom, quick return, blah, blah. One-hit finisher, blood, toughness, brutality, defensive crush, 1-minute killer. You can basically pick any of those. They all have different variables. Like stardom is, you have like a higher percentage of ability, you have better abilities, quick return, you get up quicker, one hit reversal, you reverse attacks more. Start dash, guts is you're more durable. Strike back means you strike back more often. One hit finishers, basically you finish your criticals basically. Blood means you bust open very easily. Toughness, brutality, defensive crush, 1-minute killer. All of those, basically you can tell what they are by the. You got recovery, breathing. You can get strong above. There's 3 levels for each of those. Your recovery is basically how much you will recover if you're standing still. Your breathing is how fast you will breathe, which can recover stamina. Your awareness is basically how much you are aware of your surroundings and how good you are at reversing. Your neck strength, arm strength, waist strength, foot strength all depend on you tapping out or something. Movement speed, ascent speed. Movement is for walking around. Ascent is for climbing. Ascent skill, you can either can ascend, or can run up. If you can run up, you'll quickly jump up. Outside return count, since it's a 20 count, this you have to pick from the 20 count. If you're doing it like a 10 count match on the outside, your outside return count will be half of that. Your touch work is like your tag team work, how good you are at tag teaming. Theme music, of course. There's a lot of themes in there. You might want to listen to them. Your abilities. Now you got 2 sets of abilities: an attack and defense. Attack is, of course, how good you are at attacking with that specific ability, and defense is how good you are taking damage at it. You got punch, kick, suplex, submission, stretch, power, instant power, arm power, technique, rough. Now people have asked me. Now most of those are self-explanatory. Instant power is not. Instant power is more like a turning momentum, if you will. Like how, if you're getting your ass kicked, can you come back? With that one thing. And then you got your punch, kick, suplex, submission, stretch, flying, crush, lariat, technique, rough. Crush is probably the hardest one to figure out there. If I remember this correctly, crush would be like hard moves. It would be not just getting hit with a huge combo or something. With the Kenka Rush. You got your edit moves. Now it just shows you all the moves and everything, so you can set them up any way you want. There's 2 things you need to know about the moves. You have your specials and you have your finisher. Now your specials or your finisher could actually help end the match with a critical, but I really don't like criticals. I'd keep them off because they end matches too early. But your specials and your finisher will do more damage than any move in your moveset. Like for example, if I go back up to my head hold lariat will do less damage, my choke slam, my cross arm TF bomb, and my Kenka Rush. You can set all of these up to anything you want. You can also have your double team and triple team moves, which are used by A and B, same thing. And now time for CPU logic. CPU logic basically tells you what you're gonna do. See, it tells you small damage and large damage are basically, how much damage your opponent has. So this is your opponent. This is what you're going to do when your opponent has small damage. You're going to grab away 50%, you're keep your distance, 17%, you're going to revolve, 14%, so on and so forth. Large damage, different. You have your front grabs, your back grabs, your throwing the ropes. You have everything you need. Near death is like an extreme circumstance, like if your opponent's going to tap out, they will use that, but that's something entirely different. Now performance, that's how often you taunt. Personality, here's the interesting thing. Entertainment is how much you're going to be entertained. This is if you want to please a crowd, you want to turn your entertainment all the way, as high as possible if your guy is all about entertainment. Discretion is about if they want to win. This is if your guy wants to win. If you're looking for a guy who will win matches, you want to turn your discretion up, because that's how you win. That's how much your character wants to win. Flexibility is how often you will try to combat your opponent's moves with their own move type. Like for example, if I'm a big power guy and my flexibility is up, and I'm facing a speedy guy, I will try to use speedy moves to take care of him. Sometimes terrible, sometimes good, depending on what kind of guy you are. And cooperation is, of course, how well do you cooperate with an opponent, with your friend? How well do you cooperate with a normal person? Sometimes, maybe sometimes you're making tag guys. You want to turn that value up as possible. Because honestly, a lot of tag matches are done, and sometimes tag matches can be a little helpful if you're playing with an opponent who has a high cooperation value, because they will come in and break pins and they will help you a lot. Now, that's all from me, Thomas Bud, and this has been the Fire Pro 2 video walkthrough how to play, and this is the end of the in-depth edit guide. So this is Thomas Bud signing